Well, aloha everyone from the bottom of Kilauea, doing one of my favorite hikes that I do almost every Sunday down to this crater floor to enjoy the view. Hardly anybody here, but wanted to talk briefly about, boy, what a first week in October that we've had. I'm sure most of you who are watching this video have been pretty informed of what's been going on in the world, but boy, the Middle East, the damage to the East Coast, so reminiscent of the feelings and the stories from the Maui wildfires. But I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, as it's been one of the craziest weeks that I can remember. Just so much going on. Plus we have a campaign, presidential election coming up. So very, very interesting times. First of all, I was watching the live stream from Stephen Lookner when Iran launched those missiles into Israel, and it completely took my breath away, as it seemed apparent we were entering this new stage of this conflict that is clearly spilling out of control. Not sure what the end looks like, and we are just tied at the hip to what's going on in that region, spending lots of money there. So it looks like the rest of October is going to be a pretty exciting time to be watching some of these things, because there's a lot of talk, and unfortunately there's not much talk about picking up the phone and talking to the other party, or making a space to bring a little peace to that area so that we can move forward, because I don't think any of that is very sustainable. And then what's happening with all the devastation in North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, the whole East Coast, it seems like. I lived in Tennessee for a while, for about a year, but hearing all those stories and the management issues, and the heroes being the community members, it is like Maui, but yet on such a larger scale. And I do not know how sustainable that is either. So yet the conflict of how much we are sending out of our country to support these battles in Ukraine and the Middle East. Really, we need major funding to get these devastated places back. Right? Maui is stuck in a lawsuit. The $4 billion is in limbo now. Insurance companies are on it, and they're concerned about some of the payouts that they have already done. My parents' neighborhood, their house, they're doing well. They just came back from a cruise, and some of the first houses are being finished and moved into in their neighborhood. So that's a really positive. And on a personal note, our little kitty cat, Ash, small cat, big spirit, well, we haven't seen her for the last 2 days. So it's amazing how much she has been a part of where we live, and her spirit's still out there, but we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. So I don't know, what a crazy time we live in, what a time to be aware of what's going on. And on another personal note, Christina and I have been talking about, what do we do about all of this? What can we do? I've written senators, I wrote the president using AI. I've had some feedback, especially from Jill Takuda. She's on it. She's one of the very few that I could support. She's very aware of the UAP issue and is actually on a committee. But other than that, I think the solution for us is to make sure that we're conscious, aware of what's going on, and as well as making some steps, small steps, big steps to work on us being able to survive, making up more of our own food. already live off grid, but it's not like there's any point in which we can stop looking for ways to improve our own lifestyle or prepare by making sure that we don't get too caught up in what happens globally, although we will all be caught up in what happens globally. The Middle East, if we're talking about disruptions in fuel and oil supplies, that's going to be inflation for the whole world, and we're already in such an expensive time. But boy, look at this place. A place I do these hikes and runs to kind of clear my mind and get my thoughts together every day. So physical health is mental health, but for whatever it's worth, those are my thoughts. Stay informed, take care of each other, and be passionate about something. I have a book that I'm coming out with soon about my grandparents and their lifestyle, and them making it here in Hawaii, where it was a territory, getting married right after the Battle of Midway, witnessing Pearl Harbor, living through some pretty dark times here in Hawaii. So to me, that story is sort of a beacon of hope and of resilience, of that the human spirit can make it through. Just got to keep that light lit. So, well, signing off here from Volcano, Hawaii. Aloha.